Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another MiniMotorways video. Today we're going to be doing the level of Beijing. In the previous video we did Los Angeles and we got a score of 2700, so not the best. We'll definitely try for a higher score on this map. Starting off, we will connect to the first house using the roads like always. If you guys have been enjoying this video, please feel free to give a like and sort of subscribe so I can sort of figure out what type of videos you guys want to see. So anyway, the strategy for this level, you'll notice a couple defining features, some smaller sort of lakes, and then obviously there will be sort of groupings of houses, and you'll want to connect the houses to the destination. Already we'll get two houses or two destinations of the same color, so we'll use this one to service this really close one. It also means that the middle is fairly blocked off, so we really need to preserve these lanes for any kind of sort of traffic that we want to sort of get through. Like if we wanted to run a road sort of in this stretch between the roads, between the reds. So we'll definitely put a road sort of in the middle there, just to keep our options open. We've got 5 red houses so far that have spawned, 2 destinations, and it's sort of still in the early game, so I'm not particularly worried about sort of how things are run or how far away distances are. Here we'll come to our first choice, I guess. We'll use a bridge to get this blue guy over there instead of running all the way around. And that sort of leaves this pathway open on the bottom here for any sort of future roads that we want to make through. As always, we'll pick the bridge because traffic lights are not very useful. This is a great spawn for this close destination, and these yellows are not particularly great. For right now, we'll just do this until we can figure out. Ooh, that's bad. This going circular already is really bad. We really need to figure out how we're going to get these yellows over here. So maybe we'll actually leave the game running just to sort of speed things up. But we probably don't need this blue connected, so we can have these yellows just kind of go around the blue. And that should work sort of for now. Don't really want anything to spawn up here because then we have to use a bridge or to get it really anywhere. Same thing sort of here. We don't want anything to spawn in these lanes. We'll take the motorway obviously, so we can, like if we want to run something from here to here, we can do that without using any roads or bridges or needing to cross any lanes of traffic. So far, things are going okay. Blue is fairly sporadic, and this guy is not particularly doing well. So it may be the case that we have to do this temporarily. You'll see one car has already left. This guy, both cars have left, showing that this house was not able to keep up with demand, which is an issue, I would say. And we really need another blue house in this area for it to be able to be sustainable long term. This blue, we should be able to just connect there without getting in the way of this red. We're not running along the road tiles. We got 35 still, so we'll take a roundabout. We've got a gray, and we'll just run him all the way down for now, and sort of try to make sure that we can add things to the line as we go. We really need to pause here because there's a lot of issues already. So first, we'll want to disconnect this yellow from this blue setup, and we want to think about how we can get yellow cars all the way down there and to this guy. And that may have to be motorway, at least temporarily, from here to here. This isn't sustainable long term, but it's what we have to do for now. And probably eventually we'll want, if this business turns circular, we'll want a motorway from, say, this point to up here so we can cut things through. Here's a green. We will do this, and I'm intentionally leaving it wide so that we can get blue houses in here and red houses sort of back in here. That's an okay red spawn. So we'll run a couple of houses down there. Still have 2 roundabouts. We don't have any bridges, and there's still a few water features. And this river down here might need a couple of bridges, so we'll take the bridge. Things are going okay. Nobody is, like, most of the houses have cars at home, so that indicates that there's not an overload on any one sort of business. This is probably one of the more worrying ones because this distance is a little bit long and it's circular, obviously, and it means that we can't cut anything through this middle area. This yellow, not sustainable with 2, and this green at the bottom, we're going to have to run pretty far. We don't want to use a motorway. So we'll pick up a motorway, and we will just start flipping a couple greens in the back. We get some more green in here, then we'll consider using this, but 1 green is not enough to justify switching. We only have 1 bridge. That is pretty bad. We really need a lot more gray going in this area. We really need to not have that. What we really need, we're going to put in a roundabout and use a motorway because that distance is not particularly good long term, and we can open up a lot of paths in this middle area. So we'll do that, and we'll connect green up here. I know we said we weren't going to do only 1, but it sort of needs to be done. That's really bad. This blue is not going to be able to survive off of 2 houses like that. So we'll need to figure out a solution. Definitely need to pause and think about what we're doing. We've really just got a mess already. This is not what I wanted for a destination to spawn. And this blue is not good. Take the bridge, obviously, so we can have a bridge. Maybe we'll use this roundabout, and we'll start trying to figure out, because blue is obviously panicking already. All these cars are out of the houses on pretty much both destinations, and we have this huge assignment of cars over there. We will consider doing something like this and moving this down there, and doing that, sort of changing up how we're connecting things, because it's sort of, we can't, well actually we don't really need a motorway there either, because we can just go, and we really want to hug this wall of this road at the top, sort of gives the most space. So that should be good. So now we've got our one motorway back. We've got tons of blues over here. This red is panicking. This green distance is still not very good. We can connect the yellow on there. We'll take a bridge, avoid traffic lights. This setup is not ideal. There we go, we've got another green here. And we'll sort of go up this road so that if the houses spawn up here, they can just connect in. This blue is, oh god, okay. This gray is gonna need attention because it's a double destination. In terms of stuff we can do, we can take some of these guys at the back, or some of these guys on the roundabout. I think we'll take the guys sort of over here and just sort of dump them in for now. And if we get enough guys at the back here, we'll think about taking guys away from this circle and running a motorway. Maybe these few back guys to there. We'll take another motorway, already have 2 bridges. And that is a pretty ideal blue spawn. That is a red spawn. That is workable, maybe. We really need to figure out what we're gonna do with this blue down here. And I'm not really sure yet. We'll just do that for now. We don't want any destinations to spawn in there. That going circular is really bad. And it really means that these should be looking after the circular one. And these 2 should be looking after the double destination. Here, this is a good thing, I guess. We will try to use a roundabout if we have any that are not being used in a very good way. So we'll just kind of block off some roads around it so that we can eventually put a roundabout in here, but this looks sort of pretty good, I would say, from the standpoint of giving this extra blue. Got tons of yellow here. We really need another yellow or two there. That going, yeah, there's another yellow that we need. It's going circular, so it's these two red that are circular off of 5 houses, which is not going to work. So we really need to think about sort of where the other reds are. So we see grouping of 4 reds here. There's the roundabout that will just stick in there. Grouping of 4 reds here. That we could use a motorway to go over there. Bunch of blue down here. We don't really need yet. Green, we've got a ton of green. This red. The reds are not doing well. So we'll disconnect this and we'll sort of run these like that. But we don't want any destinations to spawn there. Yeah, that really needs addressing. And that should be pretty fixed. We've got a bunch of blue up here that we don't really need for this one, so we can use sort of this group of 3 blues, 4 blues. If we need anything else, we'll pause here and sort of run this yellow all the way up the back, because we're not really going to use these yellows for any other sort of yellows anywhere else. We're going to pause again. It would be nice to have these 5 reds go after this one. So if we get more red up here, we'll take another bridge because traffic lights are bad. If we get more red, actually that's nice. That is a solid addition right there. Blue up here. Ugh. That's really bad, and we don't have any motorways. So what we're really left to is to go sort of mix and match this road, and this isn't a really great solution, but it should work for now. Let's see. Yeah, this is not ideal. We really need more blues. Let's see if we can run these. Let's pause here. So this yellow just went circular. And it only has 3, and I guess we haven't really split this up yet, but it only has 5 yellow houses looking after it, which is not a lot. So if we can get, I don't know, we really need to figure out if there's another gray. Yeah, okay, here. Can use both of our bridges just to sort of get this over with. And we'll run it here because these guys obviously can take care of that. And we want this distance here to be as short as possible. And we really don't want these blues running on this. We want the blues to come up from here and them not to cause traffic in each other. Yeah, so that should solve that. This yellow is still going to have problems though, because it's circular and there's only 5 houses looking after it. This gray here, there's a bunch of solutions that we can do for it. We can just run this like this and just have 4 houses going on here, and this red should run most of the time. Right up here would be nice if we got a bunch of red. That way we can sort of get rid of this highway going here. Got a ton of yellow, so I'm not worried about this long distance up here, really. I'm more worried about this one because of the long distance this has to travel. And if this is going to go circular, then I'm worried about it. Because it only has 5 houses, I would say. So yellow, a little bit of panic. We really need to pause and sort of figure out what more we can do to address yellow. It's really just the fact that we're only using these 3 over here, and we don't even need, what are we doing? Why don't we just run a road up here? Oh, okay, we'll just use a temporary motorway once we get that bridge back. And yeah, and then this gray can just go in a shorter direction. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So we're trying to solve both yellow and gray. These yellows should still go. We got them the motorway. So we're going to wait for this bridge to come back and we're going to claim it. This red at the bottom is a big issue. Because we've got cars going over here and cars coming in there. So really, we need to find a couple cars to go in here and just cut this off. And sort of have these 5 guys go over here. So to do that, we'll just do that. So here comes all the yellows. Should be able to take care of that. We're at 2,000 points. This red is looking okay. This is still doing okay, surprisingly. This yellow, lots of cars coming in. This red just went circular, which is really bad. So how many? We have 3 cars looking after this circular red. So not enough. So we really need to think about what. Oh, this blue is connected and running all. Oh, whatever. It's one house. This is still okay. Still at the top of the map. It's gray. Should be fine. Red is not panicking as much, but this gray is really not doing well. We just shortened the distance substantially, but it's still sort of unhappy, and this setup is okay, I think. We'll definitely take this bridge so we can use it to get back our highway that uses the bridge. I guess if we're sort of forced to, we'll dump some gray in there, which is not really what I wanted to do, but whatever. It really shouldn't be panicking if it has, 5 guys looking after it. Maybe we'll give it another. This is a solid pickup. This gray going circular It's not great. Here's another gray to add over here. This looks fine. This blue is having range issues. So we do have one motorway, and we can sort of use it as a last resort. But for now, at least, we will try to help it out with more cars. But if we have to, we can always use a motorway for some blues somewhere. In this conflict point, these three-way intersections aren't looking terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible. These yellows are still doing okay. This yellow has 7 houses, so it should be fine. This yellow has 6 houses, and we could dump some more in there if we really want to. And if we dump all those in, then we should be able to get rid of this eventually and sort of have that highway back. But for now, we'll keep it. Another motorway. We'll take it. We have 3 now. So this should be solved. We have 9 houses looking after this one circle, which means that this yellow, who has 7 houses looking after him, maybe needs a highway eventually from the end of this roundabout there, but we'll do that if we need to. This blue, I mean, really, what I want to do is figure out a way to get these blues down here to go to this one, and all of these blues up here to go to this one. But I don't know that that's something that's going to happen just because we don't have any bridges. But that's sort of my goal at the end, and this blue is not looking good. So maybe we'll just dump some blues in there for now. Should not have put it so close to the entrance. This is looking good. This red got 1, 2, 3, so not really enough. We'll take these 3 up here and dump them in for now. You'll notice that red is having a bit of a surge everywhere. So this one's busy, this one's busy, this one's really busy. We have tons of cars coming in to address this one. This one is probably going to be okay. A lot of traffic at this particular point. This one's got a lot of traffic. This one's sort of building up. We've got tons of cars coming in to fix this one. This one we've got some cars coming in. So I'm not worried that we're going to lose here because of this. We're at 3,400. You can see what a mess this parking lot is, and what a mess this intersection is. We've got another motorway. I'm really not concerned, I guess. I mean, everything's ticking up a little bit. I know that we have extra reds that we can dump on here, so maybe we'll do that one, because that one seems like the one that's most likely to get us in trouble. So we dumped a whole lot on there. Maybe we'll dump a few on there. And sort of see if that's enough blue is also surging, green is surging. I think we're at just, at the end of a line maybe. I think we can get past this red surge, but beyond that, this blue is surging, this green, tons of demand here. Once we get a couple motorways back, we can try to send in some greens. So the reds recovered. This blue is going to need help if we're going to make it. So it already does have help. It has all of these guys going. So we'll add some more. This green, we can start thinking about whether we need to cut green through somewhere. This yellow is looking okay. Gray is, doing great. It's not too bad. This green, though, is not looking good. We really need these motorways back so we can get maybe 3 of these greens on like a road right here and stump them in. So we're waiting on a couple motorways in order to this motorway. So here we go. Got our motorways. So we'll dump 3 green in there, and they're all going to go. So there's really no one at home over here. We've got even more yellow demand, more gray demand up here. Take a roundabout, because again, traffic lights are useless. This gray, can add him on, and that's about it. So we can have one more gray there. I'm going to save this motorway until sort of the very end that we need it. And it may be that we need to act now in order to save this gray. So we'll take a couple at the back here and pull them in. Try to save this gray here. This green looks like it's going to be saved, so we'll take the motorway back. This right here is a mess because of these 3 houses. Just keep making this like a traffic jam right here. This looks like it's going to pull through. This looks like it's going to pull through. This gray, I'm not sure. So maybe we'll dump some more of these onto this roundabout. Try to do the best we can. This roundabout is feeling a bit clogged, and this green is again sort of struggling. So I really didn't want to have to do this again, but I guess we'll have to dump some more green in there. Hopefully they make it in time. I think they will. This green is a mess somehow. I think it's just because we have everything on this main road. So if we just try to filter things a little better, it should be fine. This green should be fine. Nothing else is peaking at the moment, just this green. We've got tons of cars going for it. See like 6 cars, 9 cars. We can even, add 2 more if we get another bridge. We're almost to the next week. Got another key blue there. This red still needs a little bit of help. Really, it's only got 5 houses, so we might have to think about, using some of these back ones if this one gets bad. This one is just bad. Yeah, it looks like we'll have to surge in a couple of these back reds. but we'll sort of cut it off there in order to keep this guy afloat. This is turning into a mess, if it wasn't one already. This parking lot here. These greens are barely staying alive. This yellow is needing help. This blue is needing help. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot we can do for that. We've got tons of blue going over there. This green is just not leaving us alone. This yellow down here needs help. The red over here needs help. And that, I mean, I don't know what we can do to help that. You know, we're just kind of at the end of the game. We passed 5,000, so things are just kind of going to collapse, and it's just a question of what's going to collapse first. So, I mean, if I were to bet, I would bet on this red, maybe this red. I mean, everything's going. So, I mean, this yellow, I guess. We can do that to try to save this yellow, but it's all gonna collapse momentarily. It blew up there. But 5930 or 5390, sorry. We'll take a look at the map. Pretty much every destination was red by the end of it. You know, you can't address everything. We'll go back. We definitely beat our high score. And then we'll look at the menu and sort of see how we did in terms of the leaderboard. Top 1%. Yeah, and I guess 730th, so not bad. Top 1%, you know, pretty decent score, I would say. Hope you guys enjoyed. And the next map I'll be playing is Tokyo, which I think is one of the funner maps. I hope you guys stick around and watch the video when it comes out this weekend. Anyway, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed.